Today I would like to talk about why most managers and specialists don't get their dream job abroad through normal job applications. There is also a text version of this podcast episode available in the form of a LinkedIn newsletter article that I wrote a while ago, and you can find the link to it in the video description. Hello and welcome to my podcast channel. I'm Michael Kaiser. I work as an international career coach and I help managers and specialists get the job they want with a new employer abroad. So obviously this episode is for all who have been trying to get a great job in another country for a while but haven't been successful with it yet. In this case, you are likely an experienced manager or specialist wanting to continue your ambitious career on an international scale and have therefore been applying for jobs abroad and encountered one or several of the following problems. A change within your current company to a branch abroad is either not possible for you or not attractive. Most of your applications for jobs found through job search engines or on the websites of foreign companies were not answered at all or rejected without mentioning a real reason. You are not familiar with the regional characteristics of the labor market in the countries of your interest. You have not gained any professional experience there yet. Maybe you can speak the local language well, or you may need a work visa. For reasons like that, you assume that you have smaller chances as a job applicant. You certainly have no significant network in the target region yet. You don't know who you could contact there, and you have no one in the region to recommend you. And the final one, you know that you are perfectly qualified for the positions you are applying for abroad, but you don't know how to communicate this suitability convincingly due to cultural differences and the lack of understanding of your qualifications, previous experience, and so on the part of the hiring managers. Don't worry, this is how most highly qualified applicants for jobs abroad feel. So this is very, very common. Now, let's take a closer look at what's going on here and see what that means for your future approach to job applications. So why have your previous job applications abroad so far not resulted in what you wanted? Many managers and specialists across the world understandably apply to foreign companies for jobs in the same way they are used to from their home countries. And what have they been doing? Well, they search for suitable vacancies on international job portals such as Indeed, Monster, LinkedIn, and so on. And if possible, also on the websites of companies in the target region they are already aware of. Then, if necessary, they update and translate their CV or resume into English or the local language of the target region, write a cover letter expressing their great interest in the position, and send all their documents to the hiring company either by email or they upload them on a specified web page. Often when applying to larger companies, a special questionnaire has to be completed by the applicant on the company's website at the stage, or sometimes they also send it to you by email, which can be extremely time-consuming to fill in. Smaller companies, fortunately, usually don't ask for this. The few who receive a positive answer later are then usually invited to a short video call for an initial assessment, either by the HR department or an external recruiter. Usually, this is conducted without any representative of the hiring department present yet. And the final step, if you get selected as a candidate, there are usually further video interviews and toward the end, often also a meeting at the company's premises. That, of course, depends on your location a lot. If you make it to the second round of online interviews, you actually have a real chance of getting the job. However, the vast majority of applicants fail in one of the first stages of the whole process that I have just mentioned. Most managers and specialists apply to foreign companies according to this principle and, with a few exceptions, are completely unsuccessful with it. And this is because this well-known approach is actually doomed to fail right from the outset. So that is not the way to do it. The truth is, you need to apply the right strategy. With the right strategy, the specifics of the foreign country do not play a major role in the success of your job applications there anymore. Hiring highly qualified managers and specialists from abroad has become absolutely normal for many companies across the world. A job application from abroad is therefore in general just as interesting as a national one. For the right candidates, those companies will also make the extra effort to obtain work visas if needed. And there are many thousands good examples across the world that show that this is true. When assessing applicant profiles, the overall picture is decisive, not the individual elements so much. Therefore, local presence and cultural nuances play a less important role in the success of job application support nowadays. All applicants primarily use electronic means to obtain information and communicate with the hiring companies. This situation is the same for regional applicants and those from abroad, so again, no difference here. However, this ease of communication also means that many companies get flooded with bad job applications every day. As a result, recruiters and hiring managers often decide on whether to consider a particular application at all within just 60 seconds. Logically, most attention is paid to the technical details of interest. A lack of positive responses to applications is therefore usually due to the fact that the applicant failed to present their outstanding professional competence regarding the open position in a way that is also recognizable at first glance. If you choose the approach I just mentioned for your job application support, you will also face a maximum number of competitors for the open position. You will have to successfully assert yourself against all of them. Even a great second place in this situation means your defeat. Moreover, the vast majority of vacancies across the world are never widely published or even advertised, and therefore cannot be found in job portals, etc. It is estimated that this concerns 60 to 80% of all vacant positions. There is an obvious reason for this. Job advertisements on well-known portals have become very expensive for companies. In addition, the effort required to publish a vacancy on the employer's website is often saved if the manager believes that they can fill the position without it. All of that means that managers and specialists who want to get a great new job in a different country quickly and efficiently set out on individual paths to discovering attractive vacancies abroad and applying for them successfully. So that is the strategy you need to incorporate. So the solution is obvious. The only way to get a great new job abroad is to bypass the mass business. This is very important. All of the problems mentioned a minute ago will disappear into thin air if you take an individual approach to your job search abroad that significantly reduces the number of competitors and allows you to score points with your strengths before other candidates even come into play. So how can you do this in general? To accomplish this, you must apply the following three key elements to your job search. First, you need to define a crystal clear focus for your job search so that you invest any further time only in searching for vacancies abroad where you have a realistic chance to become the candidate of choice. Now, I have produced several episodes that go into detail here, so I'm not going to do this now, but this is very, very important. If you're not familiar with what I mean, then please listen to, watch, or read these pieces of content of mine to familiarize yourself with it. This is very important. Second, you need to create a CV or resume and cover letters that are aligned with this focus, and especially showcase your previous accomplishments in a way that will convey your suitability for these jobs within seconds. Very, very important. Again, there are other episodes that I have produced that go into detail here. And the last one, you need to define a special networking strategy for your job search abroad so that you can find little known but very attractive vacancies and communicate as directly as possible with the hiring decision makers. Again, I have published materials on how to do this, so you can read that if you're not familiar with how important networking is and how to do it in a practical way. So there is no alternative to this approach, and that is the reason I'm stressing it so much. There's no alternative to this approach if you want to get your dream job abroad as fast and efficiently as possible. I wish you the best of luck with it. Now, if you would like me to help you with that in person, no problem, because that's what I as a professional career coach do all the time. If this is of interest to you, then please go to my website where you can read the text version of what I have just been talking about. And at the end of the page, you will find a big red button that you can click on to apply for a free orientation call with me, where we will then analyze your current situation in detail and see how I can help you best to reach your goals fast. And if you haven't become a member of our LinkedIn group for managers and specialists on the way to their dream job abroad yet, where you can network with others and get further tips and tricks from me on the topic several times a week, then please do join us today, and you will find the links to these resources that I just mentioned in the video description as well. Please leave me a like if you found this content helpful, and if you haven't done so, then please subscribe to this podcast channel and also activate the bell in order not to miss out on any new episodes I produce in the future. That's it for today. As always, I wish you the very best for your job search abroad, and I'll be back here very soon.